Chapter 9. The circling of Paticcasamuppada because of avidya and tanha, at the source as the root cause. It is important for the yogi to know that the real culprits who cause and generate the revolution of the endless process of recurring death of sentient beings, existence after existence all along the samsara, are none other than avidya and tanha. With reference to the diagram, the reader will find right in the middle avidya and tanha. Avidya, ignorance, is nayscience as to the Four Noble Truths. Tanha is craving for anything pleasant that it comes across. Hence it behooves the reader or yogi to bear in mind that the beginning of Paticcasamuppada is avidya and tanha. Whenever khandha comes into being, it is followed by old age and death. The culprit who is responsible for the building of khandha must be found out. Now it will be obvious to the yogi that the real culprits who build khandhas are avidya and tanha. Therefore the root cause must be eradicated in order that no effect will arise. It is also necessary to find out what the doings of avidya and tanha are. As has already been mentioned, avidya is the nayscience of the Four Noble Truths. Tanha is craving for anything pleasant that it comes across. Nay, avidya does more than that, for it causes and conditions sankhara to arise, and tanha causes and conditions upadana to arise. Again, sankhara causes and conditions the present resultant continuum, i.e. vijnana, namarupa, salayatana, pasa and vedana, or in other words, panchakanda, five aggregates or components. Reference may be made to the diagram in section 1, which is called the past causal continuum. There are 5 factors, viz. Avidya, sankhara, tanha, upadana and bhava. From this past causal continuum there emanates section 2, which is called present resultant continuum. It is made up of vijnana, namarupa, salayatana, pasa and vedana, and this present resultant continuum is nothing but our own khandha. When further scrutinized, it will be seen that from section 2, or the present resultant continuum, there arises the future causal continuum, or the present causal continuum, which may be termed in section 3. This section consists of tanha, upadana, bhava, avidya and sankhara. When these are classified as satya, they fall into samudaya satya. Again from section 3 there emanates the future resultant continuum consisting of vijnana, namarupa, salayatana, pasa and vedana, which when classified fall into dukkha satya. It is obvious now that from the past causal continuum, present resultant arises. In continuum from the present resultant continuum again emanates present or future causal continuum. From the future causal continuum emanates future resultant continuum. The future resultant again becomes the past causal continuum, which gives rise to the present to the future, and the future to the past, and so on. Thus the chain of Paticcasamuppada, or the samsara, or the process of arising and passing away of phenomena from moment to moment, is making its usual cyclic revolution as ad infinitum. By way of satya there arises and the reoccurring process of samudaya, which gives rise to dukkha, and dukkha on the other hand give rise to samudaya, and so on. In the same way, the past becomes the present becomes the future becomes the past, and the past becomes the present, and so on in endless cyclic order. Because of ignorance, one does all sorts of wholesome or unwholesome deeds for which one gains nothing but panchakanda, 5 aggregates or component, which is dukkha satcha, pure and simple. Again led by avidya and goaded by tanha, the ordinary worldling commits all sorts of acts for his own material gains or benefits of his family, which will undoubtedly lead him to apayabhumi. Nay, he also does meritorious acts which may lead him to a higher plane of existence. To illustrate the daily life, A sees he feels serious, he is overwhelmed with the desire to own, and eventually tries to obtain. No doubt he obtains, and what he obtains is jati according to Paticcasamuppada. When jati is obtained, it is again dominated and influenced by avidya and tanha. This section 1 connects section 2, which connects section 3. From section 3 there arises section 4. In this way the cyclic order of Paticcasamuppada goes on endlessly forever. It revolves one full fresh circle after the old one, and so on. The endless process goes on ad infinitum. All of us had been within the causal nexus without ever having the slightest chance of seeing the way out. Had we done this, we would not have been as we are now. Reference to the diagram is invited. Readers are asked to see for themselves in what section they are at present. The answers invariably will be that they are in section 2, where Vijnana, Rupa, Salayatana, Pasa and Vedana can be seen, which when classified fall into 5 aggregates, Panchakanda, and again into dukkha satcha. Dependent on the past causal continuum, i.e. avidya, sankara, tanha, upadana and bhava, there arises panchakanda, present resultant continuum. Therefore section 1 is samudaya satcha, while section 2 is dukkha satcha, and as such there is only the process of samudaya and dukkha, while magga and nirodha satchas are hidden from the view, and these 2 lokuttara are non-prevalent and absent from us, as we do not try or care to approach any reliable teachers who can lead us to the right path, Arya Satcha. Now it is urged that the readers to attain the 2 lokuttara satchas and embrace the same in their bosom at a time when satcha sermons were expounded by the late Maha, Thera, Mogok, Sayadaw. It is also behooved that magga and nirodha satchas should be apprehended by the practice of magga brahmacharya, practice of vipassana meditation, so that spokes, wheel rod, rim, axis and hub of Paticcasamuppada can be broken. It also behooves the yogi to read this chapter over and over again, so that he is well conversant with this doctrine and understands it.